Dude, Johnny, I was riding my bike through campus.
DSC.
I was like, ugh, going up this hill, and I looked down on the ground. I was like, what the fuck? Brake, brand new fucking Apple Watch on the fucking ground. I'm like, oh shit, come up. It was still on. The screen was broke. Whoever dropped it on the screen. And I picked it up, and I was like, you know, of course your spidey senses go off. You're like, wait a minute. And I look around, and there's a fucking girl down there walking back up the sidewalk, and I was like, it's not good. And she's like, well, at least you found it. She's a freshman in school on one of those electric scooters. Fucking dropped it out of her purse.
They give him a bag of candy for winning.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I started already.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good segue into what I was just talking about.
Yeah. So, Thunderdome Throwdown. This I was turned on to it because this dude that I've talked to a couple of different times. His name's Elliot. I think he's working for Jagged Axe Trail Design. Designs. It's plural. And they've been doing that race, and it seems like a bunch of kids show up.
It says kids encourage, adult tolerated.
Yeah, it seems to be like a fun time.
It's bringing the youngins into it.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to show off and have fun and win a prize, obviously.
Yeah. Real deal. It seems like it's like a community event or something.
Yeah, it seems simple. It doesn't seem like it's like super organized.
Yeah.
I was just kind of looking at it. As I said, kids like to battle each other like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pretty soon. I want to check it out. You know, one thing that I didn't bring up, we were chatting so much earlier before this. We lost so much good material.
We talked too much before we started.
It'll come back
we
up.
Just started recording.
We're all right.
But no, there's this guy, Jason Hansen. He runs Bentonville MTB is his Instagram, but he's doing like custom bike paint jobs, and it's kind of like custom car,
Like hot rod stuff.
Yeah. And
Pinstripe my stuff, man.
His Instagram is crazy. Actually, I should probably bring it up.
Is it like airbrush stuff, or is he using like
He
automotive?
does.
Some say he's probably
Yeah.
pinstriping, and be cool if you did gold leaf and stuff on your bike. I don't know how
that
that'd
would be
work
cool.
because that looks, old school, but there's somebody that does that with pro decks too, like in the older like collector scene. They'll come back and they'll like candy flake the whole thing, and they've given it to a couple pros. I know they've done it with that.
Just like a bike or
Andy Anderson
skateboard,
guy or
I'd be
whatever.
afraid of like scratching it.
It's all wall
if
hanger
it had-
stuff,
yeah.
but
Here we go. We'll go to the projector switch here.
he's on it.
Yeah, so he's doing. This is one of his bikes right here.
Purdy.
This thing's crazy.
Damn. They'll see you coming on that.
Yeah,
Holy
but he went
cow.
all out and did.
Yeah, look, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Every single part and customized every single part.
Damn, look at the depth on his letters there.
Yeah, like that shine is like in the paint. Like it's
Candy.
crazy.
I like the orange and the copper together, like
Yeah.
on the seat and the chain.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he kind of tagged the SRAM on there instead of
Yeah.
just a normal writing.
Is
Yeah.
Is it SRAM or SRAM?
SRAM. I don't know.
I've never known. I don't
Probably
know.
neither. Probably neither.
Somebody listens like, you motherfucker.
I always thought it was Saran, but I don't
Alright,
know.
so
any
this is
better.
another one that he did.
Well, here we go.
You got some volume here?
Got the video.
Oh, I ain't got no volume. What's going on?
Oh
there?
well.
Oh well. Sorry, Jason.
Here's his booth.
Let me maybe scroll through this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like solid flame. I say why not, man.
And I guess this NWA MTB, he's a YouTube channel, and he's actually grown like really fast. I think he has 4,000 or 5,000 subs on YouTube.
I mean, you buy a multiple $1,000 bike. Why would you want? You're just gonna
A
keep
common color.
Why would
Yeah,
you not?
yeah.
Why would you not want to?
And another big problem.
And we have so many people
manufacturers today is they're only offering like 1 or 2 colors.
Yeah.
Sometimes just one. And there's a few brands that do or that stand out, but like, ultimately there's not a lot of options. And
when you go to the store, it's like, okay, you want this color or this color.
Yeah.
There's usually 2 to 3 colors tops, but
I mean, think about buying cars like that. If you just like had to buy, you're buying a Civic
it's like
and you only get
motorcycles.
white.
Motorcycles only come in a few colors, and that's why everybody
even
ends up like
cars,
specializing in
cars. You only get like 6 to 8 colors or anything like that. So I mean,
But I mean, 6 to 8, that would be amazing for mountain bike.
Right.
If mountain bike brands did that, that would be amazing. But I think that
I don't think that's cost effective for them, but this I can see
he's
like
stepping out and he's gonna be able to capitalize on this
he'll be able to do this for a while.
So
I think.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely cool.
Cool stuff.
Because those people, we've seen them. They love decking out those bikes, man. And that's just another thing to it. Especially if you're racing, you want to like stand out or anything.
Yeah.
Definitely better than the rattle can job.
Which is
maybe
I do.
There's a place in my heart for rattle can.
But yeah, it was just cool to see somebody, taking that job on.
Yeah, if you have the skills, the know-how, and the tools to do it, you might as well.
Yeah.
Look good.
Yeah, it did look good. He's not an amateur.
Those were like his first 2.
I'd be down to do one like so it looked like a old school.
Well, even just to have him gloss it over a color you like would be cool.
Yeah, something
Like
specialized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said that the prices were starting at like $1,000 per job, but that's like I guess it varies depending on like the customization.
Probably how far you have to break it down.
Yeah,
Labor.
I was gonna ask him like what one color would be.
I figure it's like
one color. I'll do all the work.
It's like a tattoo. No matter matters how long it takes and how many colors he uses and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't think who the guy that does the skate stuff, custom skate.
I know. That's why I said he does like candy flakes and like all kinds of stuff, and he ends up sending it to pros. But a lot of guys will do it for their wall hangers.
Yeah.
And that's you talk about expensive and stupid right now is the old school collection right now.
Old school collection.
Dude, it's expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't find anything, and even reissues. Like, come on! Like most people like me just want it. I want to set it up and ride it for nostalgia reason, not to put on my
cup of coffee.
freaking wall.
What's that?
So I was almost asking you if you had any coffee on the way here.
Oh.
Like, man,
He did.
do you have any coffee?
He had coffee.
You can go make some.
I might go make a cup real quick.
Why not? And yeah, like we were talking about the old school collections. The price point on those are still
stupid,
still up there.
Like I would love to go get some old paddle boards and just skate them, but
well, did you see on Steve Cab's Instagram he met up with that History Channel show?
Yeah,
Pickers.
Yeah, the punch shop people, or was it
the
Pickers?
American Pickers.
Yeah, they found a bunch of stuff and they needed some info about what they found.
Steve Cab, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You might have to look that
picking.
up.
Could you imagine you're picking? You found like some old '80s board, like all decked
It's like
out.
who did they know that led them to Steve Cab? Because those
they knew somebody.
They had to know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they know Steve Cab, but I'm gonna
Steve
say
Cab.
that's not.
You got the new band, your thing.
Yeah.
His new punk rock.
There was a video.
I think they did their first show last night or the night before.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna pull up. That's where I just need to keep. I'm just gonna keep Instagram up.
It's
Is it all skaters?
No, but it's classic Steve Cab punk rock.
He needs to have Valaley come play for him.
Valaley's got a new band. He's doing a new thing too. Yeah, and Valaley don't even live in California anymore. He moved to Des Moines, Iowa, and started his business there around that scene. I don't know why he decided to get out of California, but he did.
There's obvious reasons.
There's a new podcast or some kind of interview with him, and I'm sure he answers some stuff, but Instagram looks weird when it's not on my phone.
It's because you've never used a computer in your life.
Not for Instagram.
We'll get a computer in front of you one of these days.
I'll be like, what?
So yeah, I think it was. Yeah, this is a video that I saw right here.
That's right.
This is the one. I gotta get the volume here. Hold on.
See, they're
Why does it
jamming.
keep jacking me with the freaking.
Look at Rick Thorne. He like it.
I gotta figure out what's going on here. Give me a second.
All right. On that note, I'm gonna go grab
Go
a cup
down.
of coffee.
Whatever, we're gonna listen to this.
Can't.
You're gonna go get coffee.
He's like the original. A lot of kids don't know this. He was the original like 10-year-old Grom ripper.
Yeah.
Like a face-to-face or a Pennywise or any of that stuff blended together.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think it's just cool to see him getting it, man. Talking about somebody who is like constantly involved.
Yeah. Involved, multiple sports.
He does it all, man. From the art to the events to the music to other things. He rides mountain bike,
motocross,
motorcycle. Like he does like Harley stuff, but he also does motocross,
like
MX stuff, and he can jump too.
Yeah, he's not just out going around the track; he's jumping. Well, hell, he broke his femur like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, doing that.
Talk about reissue stuff. Oh, this isn't the reissue.
No, this is all his drawing stuff.
This is his drawing stuff. Yeah. It's what's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I know it. Is that one of the ones from Japan? He goes over there too. He goes over to Japan, and those people love him over there. Oh, I know. Yeah, he stays busy, man. Look at this. And he's got all his own custom stuff. Everybody makes him the Cab 360 stuff, and like. Oh, he gets Cab everything. This is the graphic right here. It was for a benefit group art show we were hosting. Slowsy, Subliminal Projects. Oh, Obey Giant. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's big stuff. He even has his own like salad. He calls it the Cab salad. The Cab salad. Yeah, that's funny. I was actually looking for that. There it is. Oh, that's great. It's so silly. He's great, man. It was like at the Olympics. They just kept if you didn't cab in or cab out of something, it wasn't a cool trick. Like that's where we're gotten to at this point. Yeah. Like you have to cab into something to be rad. And he was like all humbled that his name was just getting thrown around like crazy out there. So this was something I've been thinking a lot about. This Liquid Death. It's the canned water. I always thought that was beer. No, I just now realized it's sparkling water. I didn't look at it that very long. Because it says Liquid Death, you think, oh, it's got to be some like strong beer percentage or something. So yeah, I think they got hit kind of. They get real like mixed reviews online, but they lean into the mixed reviews. So like when somebody says like, I don't understand what this is, and they're on it. They're just strange. They'll like call the person out for like being weird and not understanding it or whatever. But it's basically just like their marketing, you know, like. And it's funny that Cab actually promotes here's one way to murder your thirst. That's their hashtag is murder your thirst. Yeah, right. Like it's still water, man. Yeah. It's still water. But yeah, and so here's the thing is like they actually sponsor a lot of like, you know, like skate events and skaters and like they work with different brands in the industry, so. It's just good to see athletes promoting water instead of energy drinks. And you know, like when they're at the Olympics or wherever, at the SLS or whatever, they've got that big monster and it's just water. There's no way they're killing rock stars and stuff.
Poop emoji.
That's right. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Rocco?
Come here. Rocco. Bud. Hey. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Come here.
We should talk Olympics.
Oh, we're talking Olympics. Go ahead and get started.
I'll say they blew it.
I haven't seen any.
They blew it with the judging.
Well, not just that, but like they were, oh, we're gonna do skateboarding today, and they'd show skateboarding and be like, oh, here comes Corey. Oh, we're cutting away to somebody dancing with the freaking thing, and it's like, what? Why are you? Why are you not staying on skateboarding? And they could have. They didn't take any story like Corey Juno, Zion Wright. They didn't do any of that, and they didn't even recognize like, okay, everybody's representing all these countries, but they all live out in L.A. Right. It's not. They just didn't put it out right, man. They didn't put it out as a big core friends coming to skate and have a good time, because that's what it ended up being. But it was just like they kept cutting away and going to stuff that if you knew skateboarders were watching the Olympics, why are you cutting over to stuff that they definitely don't care about?
Right.
Like,
the judging, so it was basically like the same judging scoring system was applicable to the women and the men. And so basically,
some people are saying Corey Gino got screwed. He's doing frontside flips on trainee, no grabs, catching it, and he ain't getting credit for it.
Yeah.
But that didn't bother me being it's the first Olympics. As long as everybody had a good time and it was cool.
Yeah.
And they showed some cool stuff with the girls, like hanging out and playing guitar and like singing. And
it was a trial run. It's the first time it's ever been in there.
But they just to keep cutting away. Like I watched track and field. Like I like the Olympics. I like watching them. I watched track and field. They didn't cut away that much. Gymnastics didn't cut away that much. Mm-hmm. But they cut away so much on skateboarding, and that's what they advertised for that spot. And it's like, okay, why are you cutting away from something that's completely opposite of what skateboarding is? He blew up, man.
First team USA medalist in street skateboarding.
See, I don't mind them putting that out there, but they really put it out there like something happened. Like, no, it just happens to be the first one, and he was of age, and he's there, and cool.
Right.
Like, I'm glad he's representing.
It's like how many legends did we have before this that don't get anywhere near the same credit?
And the ones that would have been there on the sideline if it wasn't for freaking the COVID and stuff. Mm-hmm. But because and that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, you understand, everybody that's there, I know they're riding for Finland or they're riding for whoever.
But they're all
from California.
Oh, they're all from California. Yeah, I know. That's hilarious.
Like, people don't understand that. Like, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another thing I thought was strange too is that they did the he was on something like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And I think it was Dana Carvey that was.
It was
It wasn't Dana Carvey.
No, it was David Spade.
David Spade.
It was hilarious.
That is right. It totally was. So. But yeah, whenever I saw that, it just seems so weird.
Yeah.
To see a skateboarder
be the guy after the Olympics on the talk show.
As a celebrity, that was strange.
Well, I heard that his Instagram exploded afterwards. I
bet.
All the females came to.
Dude, should we check it out?
Cutie Jagger.
Let's check it out.
Go to Jagger's page. See how many.
I didn't tell you what medal he got.
He got silver. Can you see the color?
I can. But
he's got almost 500,000 followers.
I wonder what he had before that.
I think it was in 5 digits, 10,000s.
Here, check it out.
Yeah, there he is.
I was talking about.
But David Spade was freaking hilarious, man, and he knows enough about skateboarding where he could carry the.
He could carry the conversation. Yeah.
And Jagger said that was the first time he'd ever dressed like that. It's Jagger or Jagger.
He said Jagger on this.
But you know what I didn't realize?
I feel like it's Jaeger.
I didn't realize.
I thought it was Jaeger.
Yeah, it's Jagger. I never realized he was sponsored by Heart Supply, and I didn't know who Heart Supply was, or that it was in Target. I had no idea.
That shit definitely go. Yeah, get it how you get it, man.
So Heart Supply is like a major, they're in a lot of big real retail stores.
Well, yeah, I mean they're like a department store brand for the most part.
Is that not the same company that BAM's involved with?
Is it?
I thought BAM was involved in Heart Supply too.
I don't follow him.
Because he puts out so many decks. I mean, the dude still sells decks. There's nothing you can.
Well, I guess here's our.
You can go to Heart Supply.
Here's our shot right here.
Yeah, that's his board. Heart Supply. Jogger.
Yeah.
Jogger.
Yeah.
You know his dad's the one that owns KTR Chandler and all those KTR places.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you can't grow up at a KTR and learn how to skate, you gotta suck. Because I mean, that's like premier facilities in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. But
you know who was the rad one at the Olympics, don't you? Was Pedro Barros.
Oh yeah.
He was out skating in the Olympic Village, doing wall rides and stuff, being general nuisance like a real skateboarder. Before, and some people probably didn't ride and I gotta go do my comp. But he's like, nope, I'm here, I'm riding everything. Let's go down, keep going. He was in the Olympic Village, it was so funny one day. I was like, what is he doing?
It's right here. This?
Yeah, I mean that's I think so. Part of it. If it'll go to it. like, he's got a major competition the next day, and he's out.
That gap that he
skating.
did in the Commie Bowl, or the transfer.
The old one?
Yeah, dude, that's...
Where he's like holding, going, and then he goes back in. That way, I'm far away from dying.
So...
You know, I skated that. I got to skate that one time. Me and Neil went out there and skated it.
I skated it. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, got all my pads on, and like stepped out, and I was like,
yeah.
Whoa, it's steep, deep, and really slick fast.
Look at this dude.
This dude's killing it. I'm sorry. This guy kills it.
He's just killing it.
Skate grom all the way through.
Yeah, the skateboarding right here. Super cool. Super cool.
And he's one of those dudes that like doesn't do a lot of other stuff. He just skates.
He just skates, yeah.
Because like Letitia, she's like driving F1 cars and like.
Oh yeah. Well, and then there's what's his name?
It's because she's not the best anymore.
She's totally not the best anymore.
She is totally not the best.
She went to that Red Bull Eiffel Tower thing, and she got first, but there wasn't anybody hardly there to go against her. But
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She doesn't suck. She does not suck. She's good, but
No, but Brazilians are crazy. They have
that little girl that won.
All the sports.
She's like the next Nija. She's half cabin into backflips and stuff, like, or full cabin into backflips, like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
She can skateboard.
What did Thrasher say? You're gonna hate her in like 5 years because she's gonna be like grown and really good, and you're gonna do what you did to Nigel. You're gonna be mad at him, like you liked him when he was 12, and then you hate him when he's 20.
And that's one of the things that I think I can't remember who I was watching, but it was like an interview with somebody older, and they were talking about when skateboarding kind of started to get multinational, starting to talk to all these other countries, and it was like, man, I want to say it was like talking about the old events, like when they would just go do skate events and go find, they would, undiscovered people would pop up from out of nowhere.
At demos and spots where they would go around,
And then when they went to Brazil, that was like an eye-opener because some of the people that were skating in Brazil were just nuts. I mean,
Pedro's one of them. They found him as a little kid.
But I mean, obviously the first one comes to mind for me is Burnquist.
For sure, he was the original.
Yeah.
I mean, there was others. You know, you got people that came with him, but
but I remember that being part of the conversation was just like how gnarly like Brazilian.
They have a lot of gnarly
athletes were.
Concrete parks out there too that really pushes those people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
But I was all right with the Olympics. I didn't have a problem with the Olympics. I just wish they would have, since skateboarding was new, they should have focused on all the new sports, really good and hard. But their viewership was way down, and they complained about it. It was like, well, you blew it.
They have their staples, but with all the new sports, I feel like they're just dipping their toes in the water. Just
and they
should have what the views.
Right, they should have ran with it. And two, they would say it's coming on at 8, and you'd be like, all right, 8 o'clock. Okay, it's kind of coming on. It's not really here.
It's on,
but if you get on the app, you could kind of watch what you wanted on the app. But it was just like, you're saying, I don't know. I just grew up watching the Olympics on TV and watching all the cool stuff and rooting for them. But it was like they just didn't give me enough skateboarding like they said they were gonna give me skateboarding.
I feel like we moved from this time where like we have an event like Olympics that was originally built as like a broadcast, like. That was syndicated, or it was built for syndicated TV.
Totally.
And then they try to carry a similar format, but then like we're working with just like live streams and clips and stuff like that, and it's like that they shouldn't have, like you were saying, like when they were cutting away from skateboarding, like there's no more cutaways. We don't do that in culture anymore with video. We don't do cutaways.
It's like whoever was filming didn't understand what skateboarder was about to roll in. Like, hey, that dude's about to go flying. Like, that's Iron Ride. He's about to do some crazy 540 probably.
Yeah.
Or there's Juno. He's not going to fall. He's going to freaking be butter the whole time.
Well, the Street League was all dealt with the guys from the barracks.
That's what I'm saying. And so they knew what to do.
Yeah.
Well, and they've got what's the guy? Oh man, he's pro tweet stopper. Gregson? No, what's his name? He's pro, but he's also a filmer. So he rides in the bulls and everything with them. They had him there.
Oh,
Christopher or something like that.
Yeah, Grayson Fletcher.
No,
not Grayson Fletcher.
That's what I said. I think it's Gregson.
Oh,
I follow him on Instagram. But yeah, he's a big filmer, but he recently kind of went pro too. But he's at every one of those things. They could have just used him exclusively to film all that stuff, and they only used him a little bit. And then you see some of the cameramen falling down. Like one of the girls came flying out, and he like fell backwards. Like, oh, never done a scope.
Yeah, Chris Gregson.
Chris Gregson. Yeah, you never did an event like this, have you? Oh no.
Well, that was making me think about another thing where I've seen so many clips from the Olympic stuff where you have people like you see a filmer like this. This is a camera guy that does not film skateboarding.
Right.
They're going up. They're zooming in really close, and he's doing some trick or whatever, and then they cut before the landing.
Yeah,
so
to the next angle to see him right out.
If like that was the landing or like they use like sizzle. I think that they're looking at it like what the person is doing in the air is the trick, and that's the highlight. But for us, we're like, did he land it?
We want to see the stomp.
I don't think. Yeah, we want to see the stomp as a skateboarder.
It's your classic
dad cam
air shot. Like no reference of where he's landing or where he come off of. I had like a newspaper clip of that. It was just like
I got one.
Sky and
he's
me
flying in the air. Look at him like. I think that was one of my bells.
Yeah. I think I have a one where it's like that. But
that's a classic newspaper clipping too.
There's a shopping cart in it, so you can kind of depict where the wheels would be.
You can tell where the ground is.
So you can guess where the ground is. Yeah.
Thanks. And the newspaper would always do that too.
It's newspapers. It's always newspapers.
Put some shot in there.
They take the first shot that they snap too.
Like, look, he's wilding out. He's in the air. He's wilding out. So that's the shot we need.
The one in focus. Yeah. So they got the one in focus. Because that's the other thing too is that newspaper photographers and like any kind of like editorial stuff, they don't understand action photography. And so like they never capture it well, like they'll always like, I love when they'll do somebody's gonna do like a melon or something and they're gonna go up and then get the tweak, but the photo that they use is they grabbing it on the way up.
Yeah, it's like, did he early grab? Like, no, you just didn't get the,
it's like,
the
no,
tweak.
Yeah, you didn't shoot it at the right time.
You missed.
So
you missed the shot.
That cracks me up.
It'll get better, I think. I think if there wouldn't have been COVID and all that, I think they would have had more of our scene or our people that are involved would have been
they need a production
involved
team
in that.
from the skateboarding
But I think that would have been. I don't think that would have been a problem because they weren't even letting your families go over there with them this time because of the strict rules.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to have the Paralympics and it's not looking good.
Oh, yeah.
In the same spot.
Honestly, it's just like the Paralympics in general is like gnarly to watch. They like talk about people that are overcoming some things, because it's like in skateboarding. Like Johnny, me and you argue about this all the time. I love Torrey Pudwell because of his style, and it kind of looks like he's on the edge of like.
But Brad's on that argument too, because he brings up the sweeping arms.
But I do love me some Torrey Pudwell because it's like, damn, he's barely on there, or he barely did it.
Barely got
but
it.
But it looks. He just has this. Once he gets in his compact style, I don't know, man.
Well, there's two sides of the argument. You could be like, it doesn't look like he's a robot, and he just lands everything first strike easily and everything.
Gets the,
Exactly. Torrey Pudwell actually puts some like effort into
the work.
See, that's what I can see. I can see Torrey Pudwell going out and trying 6 or 7 times, and Nigel just trying twice.
But right. But I think what I was getting at is that. With skateboarding, like I do like it when it looks like the person tried really hard to get it, And when you watch the Paralympics, man,
it's all guts.
There's some guts.
You could tell when someone broke down trying to trick. Like he worked hard for that. Like he's all beat up and.
Or when you see the back of their shirts all black or
ripped
something
up
from
or
falling a bunch,
dotted and
like
stuff.
He gave everything he could for that, and he got it.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Is everybody putting out footage with their phones, like, here's my 2 or 3 tricks, and it was like, well, man, you could go down there and film for an hour and
Yeah. If any of us stuck a camera on the ground
for an hour, I mean,
we'll get a trick. We'll walk away with a trick.
Me and him has been filming at a spot for 3 hours straight and rolled away with 5 seconds of footage.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
right.
saying, and that's why I feel like, I mean, it's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're definitely in an era where it's, you know, I kind of think about it like, you know, when we used to film stuff, skateboarding would be like, we would have two classifications for clips. It would be like keepers, like this is an A clip, or then you'd have your B clip, B-roll, you know? And now, all of that stuff is blended on Instagram.
Yeah.
So you put your hammers on there, you put the B-roll on there.
Falls. Good falls, bad falls.
Yeah, what you're eating.
You can throw a part up on there.
Full parts, yeah. People release full parts on Instagram.
Wow.
It's just an advertising vessel to get yourself out there. I mean, you could end up in anybody you want's DM and send your footage.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like, here's my VHS tape or my DVD.
Please, God, help me.
Yeah. Somebody watch it, please.
Yeah.
Send it out to like numerous companies. Please, God.
Mm-hmm.
The grainiest of footage.
I do like that aspect of it because like it showed a different side of skateboarding that
But I feel
we
like
haven't seen.
I feel like nowadays though, it's kind of like the influencer thing. Like you got this mom and everything's all hunky dory in her life. But come on, man, you know you're facing normal realities like the rest of us, and sometimes skateboarding on Instagram
That is true too.
makes it look like, damn, that dude can switch whatever all day, and it's like, actually he's been working on that trick for 2 months and he finally busted it. And it's not a bad thing, it's just it's not reality sometimes.
No, I get that for sure.
Where's the work?
Instagram
You don't get to
versus reality.
Yeah, you don't get to see none of the work, and sometimes that's fun. When you're at a big session and someone's filming, this guy's doing this trick several times, this guy's doing this trick several times, and eventually he gets it, but he's there on the hype too with everybody else. So him getting his might make this dude get his, or yeah. That's different to me than when you're just sitting there freaking filming yourself.
Well,
I don't mind riding by myself. Don't get me wrong, but damn, I sure like riding with people and getting hype.
Yeah.
Because me being older, I don't feel like I bust as much stuff or will push myself as harder unless there's some kind of a hype
There's people who
going.
wouldn't be famous without the Instagram platform and stuff like that. Like, in order to hashtag skateboarding, and that goes to every skateboarder in the world that has an Instagram account.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, there's certain people that would not be pro if it wasn't for.
They got picked up
Instagram.
for sure off of Instagram.
Well, isn't it that on the barracks they did that? That's influencers versus something.
Yeah.
In the new Battle of the Barracks.
They did. They did influencers versus
Well, there's
each
two
other.
brackets. There's an influence bracket, and then I think there's a pro bracket.
Yeah. But I mean, all those people were essentially YouTubers, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
or Instagram or YouTube. something
Burberry.
Like that.
Burberry.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
I know none of them. To be
Dude,
honest.
he's got the spikes. He's always wearing
I knew
like
the Sunny Kid.
I
shoes.
saw that.
I knew
He's
the
designer
the
stuff.
Sunny Kid from that movie.
It's jacked. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he
but it's
was
jacked
the
up
one.
because.
What is it?
Damn it.
It's the Jonah Hill movie. It's the 90s movie. That's what it is.
Right.
He was
But that
in that
Burberry
one.
guy trips me out because it's like he's all into that stuff, but he's good. Like, what the heck? So he obviously puts in work.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to go influencers versus pros eventually, or they're just two separate
I think
competitions?
if they if somebody agreed to something like that, they would.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the actual game is happening right now.
Oh, I don't.
And two,
No, I
there's like-
do not know.
I think there's two
and they're-
separate games.
And they keep
like,
advertising
brackets
that
going.
guy from France and TJ Rogers, and I guess they're in Paris doing it. But it was like, well, I feel like it
Oh,
never
the
really
dude who
came
like
out.
ghetto birds, the biggest gaps ever.
Ariel.
and-
Oh yeah. Yep.
I don't know how to say his French name, but yeah, that dude's
That
really.
guy.
Or something. He's loaded too.
That
They like
guy.
got him loaded up with
Yeah.
Lambos and stuff.
Yeah.
He
Got money.
is- he got money.
It's because the views he gets on Instagram.
He's got a lot of
and stuff.
views, and he's like the best only dude in France. I think there's 2 super pros over there, him and some other guy, but yeah, he's their pride
Watch our
pride and
statement.
joy
We
of
might not
freaking
actually know.
France.
I was about to say, for now, people are gonna blow up.
He'll blow France up doing what he's doing.
Mhm.
That'll help their.
That's the same like Brazil. You didn't know. Maybe you did, but
Yeah.
until David Gonzalez hit the stage,
Yeah. David
Like,
Gonzalez, yeah.
you didn't realize
He's
how.
not from Brazil.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Is he
No,
not?
he's from Colombia.
Is he Colombian?
Mm-hmm.
Blew it.
Yeah.
I did blow it.
Isn't that funny?
I
They all,
could've sworn he
he
was.
came out about
seriously
that
didn't
same
know.
time, that big Brazilian explosion, but we had a lot of South Americans explode at that point.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
wasn't just there's a couple other. Where was Rodrigo Teixeira?
Tex. Yeah.
Wasn't he from Brazil?
I'm pretty sure he was. Man, I still think David Gonzalez. I'm probably wrong. but-
I know, right?
I'm right.
Dude, I swear, like, I really.
I always thought it was
like,
gnarly
with those-
because he's from
Yeah.
around Bogota and all that. That's some gnarly country.
We
man.
need a
There's some
Jamie.
gnarly stuff going on down there. Look it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
we need a
My
young
phone will
Jamie.
let me.
I be knowing.
We need to get Jamie.
I'm a
in
bigger
here to
grommet
be
than you
Like
know.
I said, I'm do it.
We need to get Jamie in
Yeah,
here to
right.
be young Jamie so we can yell at him.
He,
So you can yell at him.
he said he got something from taking his kid to the hospital, or else I would invite him.
He got the bid?
Invite him.
Ouch.
I don't know if it's the bid or not.
Damn it.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Can we cover any kayaking things? Are there kayaking things?
There's no water right now.
But actually, so Nick and me were going like every Friday, and I kind of got my boat built up, and we had been back. But
Yeah.
the Illinois, that little kayak park, if you look at it on the thing, it's still runnable. It doesn't need much rain to be runnable, so you can go run it. You can't go do like a 2-hour river run, but you can go down there and jack around for an hour
Okay.
or whatever still. But at one point it was too low. I haven't checked it. We got rain the other day, but I just haven't been down there. But let's just really anticipating them opening that new place down there, and with
Yeah, the new place.
hopefully they'll get it next year. But
What is it?
Woka, I
Is
think
it?
it's called WOKA is the new one, and they've got some pictures up. I'm stoked on that green wave that's going to be down there that you
There we
can
go,
surf.
right here. Let's go.
Boom.
Let's take a look at
A
this.
swell time. Get it? Swell.
A swell time.
Yeah, they're gonna have eight little drops.
Wow.
There's others. That's like the old stuff.
Yeah.
They've got some of it. There they go. They got it all dried out on the side. They've already got it dug out.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's full well getting built.
Man.
It's not like the one in Fayetteville where they keep saying, "Yeah, we're gonna go
Oh,
do
I
the
know.
one down at the West Fork
Well, no, there's supposed to be the one in, West Fork.
of the White River,
White River,
down there
yeah.
at the industrial park on
and it's supposed to
Pump
go
Station,
to the pump station.
Pump Station Road."
That's right. Well, Mark was really trying to push to get a skate feature at that pump station road thing.
Oh, that's loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
Song was lame too.
Song was like.
They should have picked something
Sorry,
a
guys.
little heavier
Sorry, Woka.
beat for blowing stuff up, man.
Sorry, Woka. Where are they? Where's this at?
You got to
where
go.
are we
It's
at?
in Oklahoma. You got to go
Okay.
another little bit further down. I forget what the name of that town is. But you'll be able to like blast through Siloam and
there's
then blast all the
Silent
way
Springs right
over. I know, but it's part of
Is it
Siloam
not
Springs.
Springs?
No, see,
There we go.
if you see, but see over there, it's showing it's in Oklahoma.
Oh, I see it right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Existing. Damn.
Dude,
structure.
that I know what section of the Illinois that is.
It's just further down, and that just used to be a spillway with a big drop, and so you couldn't go any further
I
past
think
that.
it's on the border because it still shows.
It's really close to the border.
What's his face down there?
Yep.
what?
The governor.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, the Waltons people, they're from Arkansas, and then you had whatever. I don't know what tribe is down there, but they donated some of their land, and then Oklahoma's involved. So
Is
you
that
have.
Cherokee land? That's
I think that's what it is. So
Yeah.
you have Arkansas, Oklahoma joining with, I think, the Cherokees to build this place. But it's
And
all the Waltons,
I
man.
can't say this has a very like Native American vibe.
That's why it's called
to
Woka. And I forget
and
each
the
thing
styling and
stands for
stuff.
something.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See, in the GRDA, that's Oklahoma like
Here we
Water
go.
Authority, Grand River Dam. There you go.
Yeah. Zoom in, get some-
85,000 visitors a year.
some
Holy
information
crap,
here.
dude! It's 30 acres. Yeah, Cherokee Nation, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just
Oklahoma and Arkansas.
I was
didn't
gonna
wanna
ask what
state that wrong.
they're doing about like all the fishing stuff and whatnot, but it seems like they're just making.
They're just-
that's all they're doing.
Yeah,
They're just
not
cruising
really,
around, and you'll be able to
Kayaking,
like.
surfing.
That's what I said. The green wave. You'll be able to surf in the green wave.
What?
Yeah.
We're going.
Stand up paddle.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's the first. The first.
Philanthropy from the Walton Family Foundation supports
95%.
of the 30
Dang!
million.
It's a drop of water. In
So
a
they
bucket.
dropped 30 mil almost on the thing, basically.
Yeah, they did.
That's pocket change.
2023.
to them.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And then,
There's your rendering.
Oh, we got a rendering here. Let's switch over.
So the first
Rendering.
forward loops or drops will be like
Let your dog in.
for tubing, and then you'll be able to walk back up, and then you can go further down with your kayak and stuff. See, dude's surfing over there. Oh, look at his sick style.
$6.
What's the surfer do when the kayak comes and knocks him
Get
down?
out of the way.
Dodge, man.
Get out the way.
Modular
Yeah,
course skating.
Here's a closer view of this.
There's even a better one of this because I looked at something that was
Okay.
like it had a lot of drawing. And
But
it was,
this, I mean, this is good. This shows us
It
like
is.
how close it is to Fayetteville. Like it's closer to Sound Springs and Fayetteville than it is to Tulsa.
that's right.
In this
You're going to be so close to the other. I think
north
it's like
of Watts.
That's right, north of Watts, Oklahoma.
Okay, there we go.
The Illinois runs through Arkansas and Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
So
what's cool, man.
I've
is
floated sections of that a bunch.
it's like you can go down and do all this. You can go do some hardcore fishing on that thing
Yeah.
too.
I think there's carp in the Illinois. Pretty sure. I caught a carp on my section on the White River the other day, actually. Just a tiny
Yeah?
little baby carp.
Nice.
It was a little slimy and
You
stuff.
got him.
Do what?
I think those are invasive, aren't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
People bow hunt
Bow
them
hunt.
I don't
Yeah.
blame them.
because
I'll
like
stand up on the
people.
bridge.
Well, people will drive their boat in like the big section of Illinois and the Mississippi River, I believe, too, and there'll be like carp jumping out of the water because like a species of carps it's like fight or flight type deal.
Yeah.
So when the big wave comes through, they get scared and they jump out of the water and people get smacked in the face.
Dude, they're like
while
Yeah.
boating and
chainmail
stuff.
armored
Yeah.
fish, man.
They do have not
Big
as bad as gars.
Right, but they got
but
big fat
they
scales.
have big scales that
Yeah,
protect
seen
them.
some dude like broke the state record for carp in Missouri, but it's actually the goldfish, and it was like this big. It
Oh,
was like
yeah, I
this
did
giant
see that.
goldfish,
Yes,
and then
that
another
was
dude had like
insane.
a giant koi fish, and it was like
What?
it was beautiful, it was massive, but they're like, bro, it's invasive. Someone
invasive.
let it out.
Well, someone brought them over from like one of the Asian countries.
Mhm.
I forget which one it was, but
Uh-huh.
Even like with pigs aren't. They're
Not supposed
They're
to.
they're not supposed to be here, but
Oh, and that's
they're
the thing with
everywhere.
Hawaii, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they're tearing it up.
They're invasive there.
Yep. But Hawaii's got a big problem with them because they can't spread out anywhere.
There's nowhere
They're
to put
stuck
'em.
on an island,
Yeah.
and so they just breed and breed and breed, and you have an island full of dangerous feral hogs.
That's why we hunt, right?
Yep.
There's
Or
no
people
hunting
do.
regulation. Like, it's really cruel, but people take pit bulls out and like
Damn.
stab pigs and kill them and stuff out in Hawaii just because there's so much. And there's like no hunting regulation on them at all. You can do
Well,
whatever.
that'll make a pit an asshole.
That would be rough. I couldn't do anything.
I couldn't
like
do that. I couldn't.
Like have my dog pin him down and then me come up with a knife and
I just.
that's brutal.
That's brutal.
But
Then
that's
your
what they
dog's
do
not a
there.
family dog. It's like a killing dog.
No, it
and
is.
Like take it home, put it in the cage.
That's why they use pit bulls because of that lockjaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
I couldn't do that.
hog
Yeah, I
ain't
couldn't
going
do that.
nowhere.
No.
It's rough. I couldn't do it. I'm just saying
I'd rather someone just
I've seen it before. I've seen that's.
snipe one and get it
Yeah.
over with. And
It's like you got that in Hawaii,
Yeah.
then the helicopter thing in Texas.
oh yeah, that's right. They
There's
do
a
roll
big
around like
thing.
Vietnam and
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, you can take like automatics.
It's
Oh, yeah.
insane, man.
It's bad,
That's
but
crazy.
a lot of people are getting their farmlands demolished and
Oh, yeah.
everything
Texas
They
like
also
lose
has
money.
those little ones,
They
the
lose money.
javelinas, and those things will tear you a
Javelinas,
new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those things are cool because they're little and vicious and like
Well, every time
mob you. And
every time they open their mouth, their tusks rub together and it sharpens it.
that's right.
Like every time they open and close their mouth, they're constantly sharpening their teeth.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You just see them like
Did they
run
go down
across
here?
your feet. Yeah, run across your feet and you got no shoes or socks on anymore.
Or ankles.
Yeah.
It's just coming.
I've heard about them like ravaging people's campsites and tents, like just obliterating everything.
Yeah.
I've seen pigs out at my place. I mean, that's
Tear the ground up.
yeah.
Out of Buffalo,
they
they
rut
do that too.
and do everything. They're everywhere. But it's crazy you don't see a lot of them.
Never
Yeah,
see them, but you
Such
see
a
the
big
damage.
population, but you never see them.
You know what is really crazy is the deer. You know, obviously we got a ton of deer here. That's what we're overpopulated with. But
It's a whitetail state.
that's a white
We got Corona deer too.
with Corona, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is they have COVID cases
COVID
in
deer.
now. Like in.
But can I still eat it?
That's a good point. It's like does
it cook out?
Go away? Does it go away?
The chronic wasting disease, you can still eat the deer that have that.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure you could.
They just want you to report it
Yeah.
so they know it.
Well, they're trying to like keep it at bay, so when they know, because you can't like take the bones of the deer out of the state or out of the area where it had COVID or whatever, like out of the county, I should say.
Yeah.
So if I killed one in Benton, or if you or
You need to
whoever
report
killed
it.
one,
Yeah.
you couldn't take bones from Benton County to Washington County for fear of spreading.
But you can take the
CWD.
meat.
You can
Yeah.
take all
Yeah.
the meat. Yeah.
You need to dress it there and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's places around the state too where they
I didn't
you
know
cut
about
the
that.
head off and leave it in like you bag it and leave it in this freezer for this game and fish to come get it.
Whoa. Whoa.
I've seen a couple of those at state parks.
Well, they'll also have like stations and stuff where you go and you take your whatever. But I didn't know about the COVID thing. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read
Crazy.
that recently that
I think it. They found out like recently.
yeah,
Like, it
that's what I'm
wasn't-
saying. The last month or so I read
Yeah.
that. I'd like to see him fix the dang whatever's wrong with the bats. So you can't go to Devil's Den and go in the caves. You haven't been able to go in the caves at Devil's Den in a long time
Oh yeah.
because of whatever's wrong with the bats. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you do about that. But
What is it? What is
some
it?
kind of a sickness, and they're trying not to get it spread. But man, when I was
COVID.
younger, we would go way back in those caves.
We just said
Way back
COVID
in.
and bats in one
That's right.
video. We're gonna get flagged.
We're getting flagged. It's gonna have that thing across the bottom. The CDC says.
we might.
yeah. We might have to like put the CDC guidelines in at the beginning of this. Be like, these guys don't actually know what they're talking
Like
about.
it's like it's become
Do
like
not listen to them.
it's become like an adjective or an
Fake news.
adverb now to explain something. You got to put it on the end of it or on
I
the
think as
beginning
long
of
as
it.
we say we're not doctors and we're idiots.
You're not pro or
Ready to go.
against. It's just part of
What is
everyday
it?
life now.
What is it? I'm a moron.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't listen to us.
Don't listen to me. I'm a moron.
We're just rapping here.
Like that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get the tag, the label.
Yeah.
I think that gets my nerves more than anything. Like someone will have an event and be like, "Hey man, we're having an event. You might, bring a mask or here, there." Boom, and just populates that thing on there. Like
Yeah.
you're an idiot. You need this stamp on there. Like what? What do you think we're talking about?
Yeah.
We're trying to be cool.
And actually trying to spread the conversation instead of
Right.
like,
It's not like,
Yeah.
hey, on the down low, get in here and let's just rub bodies and sweat and
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Like you need that label on everything. Like, I don't know.
It's like it's weird. Like if you think about if you think about information spread and how it used to move from person to person, that's how you would talk about. That's how you learn about things and talk about things and figure out what the next best thing to do was. Is you talk to the people around you, right?
Yep.
But now we have media basically telling
Everybody's
us
got
what
their-
we need to hear.
Yeah, everybody's got their own spot where they get it too, and then
Yeah.
they want to argue about what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
So now we have like nobody on the same page. Everybody's watching a different media source, coming up with their own conclusions, and it's literally it doesn't allow us to come to a populist vote
that's right.
on.
There's no open debate. There's
on
no
what- on what's
honest,
happening.
straightforward debate. It's all like, oh, I'm just going to shout you down or call you stupid or, yeah. There's no open debate anymore just to debate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even argue. It's just like, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
And nobody can talk about it. Unless you're of the same mind. And then it seems
Then
like
you
it's
can
okay.
have the conversation. You can talk. Yeah. Yep.
See, I have a problem with Corona the beer.
So.
Because they have these advertisements now where they're like, oh, we're all into the environment, but they keep showing them handing out glass bottles on the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what do you...
Right.
That's not... You can't do that anywhere. You can't
Right,
do that
yeah.
at Buffalo. You can't do it at the beach. You guys are just openly using glass bottles on the beach.
No, you legit get tickets from game.
That's what I'm
wardens
saying,
for having
and
glass
they're like
bottles.
out like it's like, oh, we're saving the environment. Yeah, and cutting everybody's foot. What?
Yeah.
Hey, Thumper.
He's like,
Thumper
what?
made it.
That's my biggest beef with Corona.
I mean, now, you know, like, I think another big part of the conversation is the public conversation is climate change, and that we're in a code red for humanity is what
Code
the
red,
UN
danger.
said. I think it was the UN.
There's no turning back.
They're just pushing electric cars.
And I just read a thing about that. They're like, okay, in 10 years, what are you gonna do with all these cars and these batteries that are trash?
Yeah, they won't.
Here we are again.
They won't last. Yeah.
I say change the fuel. That's all you gotta do.
I don't want to get
Figure
even
out how
more.
to fix the fuel where it's not like it is.
I
I
don't
mean,
wanna-
how?
But the Earth never stops producing oil.
But they.
That's what's kind of weird too.
They killed all these people that were working on hydrogen technology.
Yeah, no, that too. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see us cars just burn.
And we pulled out of
Nice.
Afghanistan, where we get a lot of our
A
stuff
lot of-
from, a lot of resources.
a lot of gas.
There's a lot of
Lithium,
gas. There's a lot
gas.
of rare earth minerals there.
We like all our batteries are on our phone.
That's what I'm
lithium.
saying. A lot of rare earth minerals there.
Mhm.
I don't want to take this conversation.
I know,
down
but,
that road, but
it's definitely
Going there.
it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens because
Yeah.
it's like you've just turned a switch off. Not saying that's bad or good, but you just either way.
The switch is
you
on.
don't have that
Yeah.
switch on anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Message.
Yep. Yep. We're gonna talk about anything local skateboarding wise.
We said we were going to. We were going to talk about all the brands, but we didn't want to step on toes. There's just so many brands out there. Everybody and their mom's got a brand.
I think we're in that boat, unfortunately.
Exactly.
But I've never.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, I talk about Gnarkansas all the time as like trying to be something more than a brand because other people identify with it that aren't a part of the brand. So
People
like,
feel it. That's the way I
Yeah.
feel about it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't a brand. I mean,
Yeah,
it is.
taking
It is. But
ownership.
it's a
there
feeling.
is no ownership of it in some ways.
When you live in this area, I think you get that feeling. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a manufactured thing.
Yeah. But now, like you said, there are like a lot of brands in Arkansas right now, and Oklahoma. I mean, there's like
It's everywhere.
there's
I'm
a
sure
lot of
Missouri's got them
brands
too.
surrounding, and other places too for sure.
It's just popular, and it's like
Yeah.
we said, it's just watered down. I'm not being anti. It's just, geez, man. It's like if you had 8 brands come together and make one, I bet it'd probably be a better brand than those 8 individual brands.
A good point about that is that when you have a bunch of brands, I feel like this is the conversation like about like independent contractors going away from like working for a company.
Right.
It's like when it used to be a thing where everybody got and worked with a company, and then you created some sort of camaraderie with the people that you worked with, and you were able to put this company on a higher platform because you all worked together to make this company the best thing it could be. And then you take one guy away from that equation, he starts his own company. Let's say it's manufacturing, aluminum parts or something. And he's like, I'm gonna get my own CNC, and I'm gonna start getting some of their business. Well, it takes that bigger business and takes that
That's right.
down a notch.
Takes him out of that group.
Just for you to get up that little notch. And so what I see with all these brands around is that we were talking about this with the events, that all of these events that are happening around here have low attendance because all the brands are separating people, and nobody feels like they can go to one event or another event, right? Like we were talking about the contest.
Or if you go to one, you're like, oh, all of a sudden, that means I chose a side, or I chose a brand, or
You went there and you chose a side.
And I just, in the past, when you had events, it was just show up and skate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I don't feel that as much
don't know
anymore.
that
It's
it's like that
show up
anymore.
and buy some stuff.
Show up and buy some stuff, yeah.
I want to, but I don't know, man. It's like you said, you got
Become
more
commercialized.
you got more brands at these events than you do people. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not anti-hating.
Yeah.
And some of these events are getting held on Saturdays, and Saturdays just tend to be the days that skateboarders have to work. Or they're busy.
That's true.
And I don't.
point.
We used to do it. We still hold them on Saturdays, but we also held them on Sundays, and we held them on.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't like events. They were more like, hey, we're gonna ride. Come ride.
Yeah.
Just come ride with us. It wasn't like we were trying to win the contest or only emceeing.
Well, there was a time where, as we kept doing more events, we stopped doing contests.
Right.
It wasn't even contest anymore.
No.
It was just event.
And that's where the hype gets real, and people start busting tricks.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, what contest? I didn't win nothing. Don't care. Rad day.
Homie sesh at that
That's what I'm
point.
saying. It should, and that's, I don't know. I feel like it's where skateboarding needs to be more homey instead of business.
Yeah.
And I think some people might think we should do more business-wise, but it pulls on our hearts sometimes. Like we feel like it needs to stay homey, but we would love for it to explode. But we have other jobs and stuff too.
There's
a fine line where you're like, man, dang it.
There's a gray area and a fine line.
That's right. There's both.
That's kind of the worst part about it.
But I mean, to each his own. Everybody. But
Yeah.
we talked about this years ago, where everybody started kind of doing brands, and it was like nobody wanted to like be in a one central group. Like, oh, we can all be together. Everybody thought they had their own idea of what was best.
Yeah.
And then they would go and they just go out, and it just, like you said, it's saturated, and it's like, and it's not just skateboarding. I mean, you look at the BMX or bike, everybody and their mom's got a brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It's insane. And it's like, oh, I'm sponsored by these two brands. Man, I'm sponsored. Like, it's not the same as it was.
Yeah.
You're sponsored, but it's like,
Well,
I don't know, we did this for years. We sold skateboards. But did we? We ended up giving us so much stuff away, which was cool. We wanted to do that, but nothing's going to take off if you're just sponsoring people and giving stuff away all the time.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I mean, I feel like Bill in the Path kind of became victim to that.
Oh yeah.
Great guy, and he just wanted to help out the community, and like you can only give so much away before. And then he also had expensive stuff in there, and I know me personally, I tried to buy some of the stuff, but I don't know, some 15-year-old kid's not going to go in there and buy a $55 sweater and then turn around and expect Bill to hook him up on a deck. Like, Bill's not going to make any money doing any of that. There's no way any of that was going to happen. But I don't know. Skateboarding's expensive right now.
It is. And the cost of wood is
Still up there.
It's finally starting to come up to match what it was supposed to be. For the longest time, people have complained, or I say for the longest time, more recently people have started to complain about deck prices going up. But the reality is that deck prices have stayed consistent for 20 years, not changing. The average price of a deck, pro decks, is mainly the conversation.
There's different kinds of grip tape you can buy that add variables to it. But I did want to ask you, during that whole lumber crisis, if there was a period of time where skateboarding was affected by it.
Well,
you would know.
I would say so. It was affected as all get out.
It was, but
all your turnaround times were pushed way out.
You know, the turnaround times actually got pushed back more from the fact that we had lockdowns.
And nobody had anything to do, so like, I want to skate.
Yeah. Well, so there's
the demand went up.
So you got a demand. The demand went up, but then when you had lockdowns and our factories couldn't work,
employees couldn't make boards.
You're not making the boards, and that pushed everything back. And so really, if in the market of big brands, all of them are behind a full season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And there's really not a way around it other than just to slowly chip away at it, you know. But yeah, wood price is going up, and then the deck price is going up, but then people complain about it and say that, you know, this is the worst part, and this makes me really mad, is that they'll blame the shops.
They'll
blame the skate shop, and they'll be like, these shops are ripping us off. Look at how much they're and it's always the first shop in an area that raises their price
that has
first.
to do it. They're the bad guy.
They're the bad guy. Yeah.
Then they'll go to Amazon and order a board that's been in a warehouse for 4 years, all warped and nasty.
China wood.
Right.
Rocco.
Like,
you
what's
go,
up with
Wina?
this
Come
cheap
on.
hardwood?
Sit down. Sit.
But then
Stay.
they get blamed. That's not. It's unfair. It really is. And all they're doing is just matching the market. They're literally trying to operate the shop like a business.
Trying to keep their head above
And
water.
then they get
It's retail, baby.
And they get ridiculed for it for just doing it like retail business would.
Look, I'm in the retail business. This is my job. I don't have another job to go provide for the fam. So
Yeah.
the first time I went in and bought a deck and it was like over $60, I was like, whoa. And I remember thinking, is this like a special artist series? And he was like, no, they're all that much. And I was like, oh, shit. That sucks. Like, not for you. It's like for me.
Right.
Just not used to paying any low price like that. Like, I literally thought it was some special artist series
like
that was,
I'll
more
get a different one.
Yeah, I'll go with price point. Like, no, it don't work that way.
That is the price.
Pay $60 for a board. I'm gonna break in 3 weeks.
And that's the chance you take too. I mean, that's tough for especially a kid that's earning his own money and like trying to jump gaps. Like, you can break a board in 2 days, $60. That's
Shoes, boards.
That's tough.
That's the biggest expense for skateboarders for sure.
And I always say that about mountain biking too. They can go out and kind of huck one right off the bat and probably not going to break the frame in half.
No.
But a skateboard, you can land wrong one time.
Yep.
And it's done.
Well, the tires are give before anything
Sure,
else do
but-
normally.
Yeah.
Still, man. If you can afford a freaking $4,000 bike, the tires ain't gonna be squat to replace.
Mm-hmm.
But if you mowed lawns for 3 weeks, you get a $60 deck, man.
You go out once and you break
That reminds
it.
me when I was a kid, we would go, I'd save all my money and I'd go to Page on Saturday in Little Rock. And I remember I think it was like $40, I could get 2 decks. And I'd go to Little Rock downtown and that'd be it for the decks. They'd be broken by the end of the
Were
day.
they PAL Mini logos or something?
That's probably what they looked like, but man, there was something about Page decks. They had a magic breaking.
Manufacturers on.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, in Little Rock.
right.
You could go to his factory and you could go in there and get blanks.
And he still manufactures, actually, from what I understand. I don't know if he's still doing like right to this moment, but like
He was producing birdhouses for a while there at the end of the 90s.
Do you guys
or something.
remember-
I don't know if it was for a while, but it was
for a second.
He might have done some.
Do you guys remember the first pro deck you ever bought?
I remember the first one I didn't buy it. It was gifted. I don't remember what I bought.
Pro deck or just like a real deck, like an actual.
Like your
deck?
first, like,
pro-
all right,
like
I'm going after this brand because...
a brand or a skater. That's what I was gonna say. Like, cause did you buy?
I would say I was given a PAL, and then the next deck that I bought was another PAL, but
Right.
it was the skater that
Well,
I was going
about to say
after.
the skater would lead you towards the brand,
Yes.
so I was going to say
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Well, I bought Pal. Pal.
PAL. Tommy Guerrero, baby.
I got the.
Had the dagger. Whoosh.
I had an Angel Boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mine was a Muska Silhouette.
Ooh.
That's my first
Yeah.
pro board I ever
Classic.
We make their ones.
bought. Oh, yeah.
Classic right there.
Like I wouldn't mind having one of them to hang on the wall just because that was like...
He's still putting those out too, man.
That's what started
Yeah, he's
this whole
signing them.
thing.
Hey,
He's doing
I can go
signature
if I go
ones
get a
right now.
Guerrero, it's gonna cost me $150,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even skate it. It's gonna be something you got to put on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I was super heavy into Osiris and shorties. That was the era I grew up in skateboarding.
Feel the Dream.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Osiris the Storm.
Storm.
I got to go see the Storm in theaters with all the
The
pros.
Storm was, man, I would put Fulfill the Dream on and then Osiris the Storm because I had them dubbed onto one VHS that played
Fulfill the
back to
Dream,
back.
big time, man.
And I watched them before I went and skated.
So the Osiris video, I remember what's his name. Everybody had sick parts, and he's sick, but he had a jump ramp for all the rails he jumped on.
Tyrone, no.
yeah.
Tyrone Olsen?
No, it's not Tyrone Olsen. It's
Something like
I
that.
didn't think it was Tyrone Olsen.
no,
It's Olsen though, ain't it?
Olsen does do
Brand-
some jump ramp stuff.
It's not
but-
Brandon Turner.
No.
Brandon Turner.
Brandon Turner's legit.
Brandon Turner's legit.
This
yeah.
guy was like a rail dog,
Was
but
it-
on that video he had to have a jump ramp
Was
for
it
everything.
Terrell or
And
something?
he caught a little slack for
Look
little
it
flat
up.
for that.
Look it up.
But it was like, oh, look at the long rail he did. Oh, he's using.
Well,
the
he
ramp
would
to
like
jump on.
it would be at like a sports complex, and
Uh-huh.
there'd be this rail that like
And he just
snaked
wanted to do
around.
it. I get it, but it was like,
But he would jump ramp up to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
At the time, that wasn't real.
That wasn't. Well, it
Didn't go
actually
well.
so.
Canton Russell.
No.
Kent was good. It was.
Oh, it was Tyrone Olsen.
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking of Steve Olsen from Shorties.
And a lot of people did that.
Yeah,
He's
it was
coming back
Tyrone
around, too.
Olsen.
He's coming back around. Oh, Steve Olsen.
Is he?
He did a collab
Yeah,
with Muska on something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, he was.
That dude's cool.
He was always.
I really
he
like
did
that guy. He's
Which
another.
line? Wait,
He's
you talking
another.
Steve Olsen or
yeah,
Steve Olsen?
Steve Olsen.
There's two Steve
the
Olsens.
big hair
Yeah,
and
the
glasses
shorty's
on
era
shorty.
Steve Olsen.
He was one of those guys like Pudwell. He had to work for you could see him
Everything.
working
Yes.
everything, but he did stuff early on where you were just like, dang, nobody's doing those kind of like tech tricks.
Well, I forget. Maybe it was on 9 Club or something. It might have been, but I read something the other day that that infamous clip of him riding off of that roof and doing that board slide on that
Yeah.
wooden rail.
Oh, yeah.
Like his girlfriend filmed that across the street.
Yep,
Nice.
that's one of the
Just, like,
first
stopped.
things I think of when I think of him, like
Right.
rolling down that, and it's
Yeah.
it's grainy from across the street.
Yeah.
He zooms in.
Yeah,
She zooms in.
Yeah, I think they were just like, man, I have no one to film it. Let's just go and do it real quick, and
Yeah.
he just did it.
Shorty's was ghetto at the time.
Yeah.
They were having to.
They just did or Muska just did a 9 Club not too long
Really?
ago. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he talks about
Brandon Turner did one too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That dude blows my mind.
Yeah.
He's badass. For him to
But-
come out and come back from skating like he kind of didn't skate, and he's jumping down. What did he jump down the Wallenberg 3? Like did a Burial Hill or whatever he
Brandon
did.
Turner?
Switch
Yeah.
hard flip.
Dude.
Yeah. Brandon Turner, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't come back at old age.
He
and
switch
do
hard
something
flips
like that.
everything like Carlsbad Gap. I'm pretty sure what you're talking about. The Wallenberg 3, he switch
Yes.
hard flipped it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, any of you youngins out there, if you haven't seen any of the old Shorties videos, YouTube that right now.
Dude, that's
It's funny as I'll go back and watch stuff from the 80s just for like good therapy, and I watch Rubbish Heap. I know some people don't know what that is. Like a World Industries, Jeremy Klein, Mike V. Like,
Yeah.
so I was watching it, and Jeremy Klein totally flipping in, doing some flip outs, and I'm just like,
You like,
man,
see?
we're not that
See?
as far advanced as I thought we were. Like we were. I mean, the boards were funky, and you didn't have like, where they were catching stuff as much. But dude, they were still doing
No,
stuff.
they were doing all the flip outs, but like there was like a Hesh period where everyone wanted to do big stairs, big
And
handrails,
get gnar.
and
Oh, dude,
not
it's
flip
right.
in.
I
And
mean,
stuff,
the era, it's Jamie Thomas, the Smith grind, the board.
Yep.
I think of the Black Label videos.
The
Where they were just going
Foundation,
big.
that's Live Foundation. All those dudes were just breaking themselves off on
Go
big
back in the day and
obstacles
watch
and
old Heath
stuff.
Kirk chart go down the biggest. I mean, it was like if he'd just go big. He couldn't do anything small.
Remember
He kept finding bigger and bigger.
That
and
slam on that 50 he did in the hubba, I think it's this is skateboarding.
Oh, and
where
it's
he catches at the top and
just
slams all the way to the bottom.
bigger. Just bodied.
Man,
Yeah, body.
He got body.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
That guy's a
totally.
weird human being too.
Yeah.
Like after he kind of got done skating, he like just bought a road bike and jumped on it and took off, not prepared, and like got super raw ass and like suffered for 2 weeks riding, like had to Vaseline his crotch and like just because he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He wasn't prepared to do it. He just did it, and I felt like half of the rails he ever did back in the day, it wasn't like he was prepared. He
More
just
prepa- yeah.
he just did it.
Just did it. Yeah. I always kind of wanted to have that style.
Yeah,
Where
just
you just
push
like walk up to
yourself
something,
completely,
you're
like,
just like
I'm here. I'm doing this today.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it today. Yeah.
That guy trips me out.
He's a baller.
It's like he's skateboarded so much and done so much that he doesn't anymore. I don't understand that, but I mean, I get that.
He's still back 3 nose grabbing pyramids all across the states.
I'm sure.
It's like when you see what's his name, Andrew Reynolds. Like, has he
Oh.
even aged?
No, because he can front and side flip like he did 20 years ago.
I'm saying,
and
like,
it looks
it's the
just
same
as
gap,
good,
it's the
and
same
just
amount of
as big.
stairs. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, that's what I'm saying. He's one of those superhumans.
Ice baths, bro. That's what's keeping
Ice
him
bath
young.
and sauna.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask y'all, have y'all watched that new Danny Way part with that giant ramp and the? He basically has this mega ramp thing. It's like a hipped out, but then he's got like a giant, and it's like a huge bank.
How
I
narrow
mean,
are we
huge.
talking? Because I feel like I would have
yeah,
seen
yeah.
that.
No, man, him and Colin McKay get down on it. This was like within the last month or so, and I think it's actually called.
Better than his DC.
It's
Metallica
completely different,
part.
and there's some stuff on there where you're just like, dude, look how high up they are. It's like a giant trainee bank thing, and they're doing lip tricks, and like, I don't know. Have y'all seen the new footage of him and Steve-O went over to get the cell implants? And
Oh, it's hilarious that they did the challenge?
But the challenge before was the instant stuff where you're out in a couple seconds. This
Yeah.
said it takes longer.
Longer.
And Steve-O looks like he's on one of his old drug benders, like, ah. And like he's like this, and they're like, sir, go down. And they're like pushing on his head, and he's like, ah.
Yeah.
And he won't go to
He won't go
sleep.
down.
And it's scary, dude. It's scary. But I seen footage of Danny Way like after he had that surgery, and he's all like walking in pain and like it was wild. I don't know. Just think to go to some other country and get some procedure that's not approved in America is like kind of sketch to me. Like it sounds cool, but I think it's on the YouTube.
Dude, this was from December 2020.
Holy!
That's
sure?
I haven't heard of anything recent.
Nah.
Wheels.
Is this the one?
So,
I think so, just from the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
They did Metallica again. That's
He loves
awesome.
it. That thing he's doing all the tricks on. I forget. He does like, look at that. What is wrong with him, dude?
yeah, it's insane.
Danny F.
They're
Way.
basically skating a bank. That's a big bank. Look,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
imagine you hang up on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's taken so many big slams that are like, you know,
Broke back, broke neck.
he's got to be thinking that, like, this is what I skate. You know what I mean?
He has to skate this.
like this.
He can't.
Yeah.
Broke his ankle while jumping.
A funky Great Wall of China freaking jump. That's what he did.
I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Johnny just gets to bail twice now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll get up one of these days.
I want to skate that, the Euro gap on the
Big
thing.
Euro.
Yeah. That was like a front side late 360.
Yeah.
I would say this though, it's not pretty, but it's insane.
And if you can skate that stuff, it's probably actually that's pretty huge.
That's huge.
You know a helmet.
No helmet, baby.
You know a helmet. That's insane. That's insane. It's literally insane.
This is how. See that?
He popped
Fake-
so late too.
Yeah, look at it. His foot is so up underneath there.
Like, that's insane, man.
Classic Colin McKay, man.
That's crazy. And
They're just skating a giant bank ramp.
Yeah, right. I mean, dude,
Look at that.
such craziness.
Those two have been doing that since they were like 12,
Yeah.
15 years old, man.
Let's go for some hammers. Everybody else can watch it. Other ways.
Oh yeah, he's flipping up into that
Yeah.
thing.
Jeez. Oh, big. That was the gap.
Trade flip
Gap
fakie.
it, yeah. He will be insane.
And what's cool too is he's on the board that's got the like 10-inch trucks. Like you can't ride some small deck on there. You ain't riding no 8-inch deck on that or
Right.
board on that thing.
Right. But
I feel like I should have went up to campus the other day and like walked around, and any new guys with skateboards like, welcome to NWA. Here's all the spots, and because
Yeah,
every
it
year
is.
we get new people.
Yep. Well, I think it was funny. Me and you were talking about like that one dude from Snow posting about spots that are around. And it's just because he's seeing them for the first time.
Right, he's seeing them for the
seeing
first time.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, those
But,
are
like,
rad spots.
And they've been here for
forever.
a while, and a lot of tricks that went down. That's an interesting part too. Is that I think, and I've seen this with Gnarkansas too. Like I look back and saw so many like epic things that happened of like tricks at spots, and it's kind of like if you think about like the global skateboarding market, like people are doing stuff and they're like, this is groundbreaking, this is whatever, and they're like, yeah, well, a lot of groundbreaking stuff has happened here already
Yeah.
that you might not even have seen.
All the 6 spots that aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
Fayetteville's always been, always
Yeah.
had spots,
Yeah.
but stuff's come and go. But it is funny how there is some spots still around that no one's really hit in a long time.
Yeah.
Whether it be a strange spot or just worn out. It's not like every trick got busted there, but
Yeah.
you got a fresh face will come into town who'll be like, oh, check this place out.
Look what I just found.
And to us, it's like, yeah, I guess I pass by that one every couple days and
Yeah,
don't even
right.
think about it
Very well-
anymore. But
very
it's
well
rad that
spot.
you get someone in and they're all gung ho and they want to hit
Yeah.
some old spots.
Which is cool because I think that, and I mean, that's one thing I'll say about, honestly, you could probably apply this to all of the new shops because it's bringing in a new wave of
Oh,
kids
yeah.
and skaters that are coming in. So regardless of any, like who it is, who the shops are, like they are bringing in people that haven't experienced a lot of this stuff around here. And they're just experiencing it for the first time. So like that's like cool in its own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like Northwest Arkansas has always had skate spots, good stuff, even stuff where you can progress and go do big stuff.
I mean,
and it's
think
cool
about
to
it.
see people come around and just like their brain. Oh my gosh, I can't believe there's all this stuff.
Yeah.
Especially like you get some kid that's from Texas and they send him to college up here.
Yeah.
And they just send him up here and he's got to live in the dorm with his board. And he gets here and he's going to be like, oh snap, I got stuff to ride.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the Arkansas Ave rails. You know, like
Those have been there
they've been there
forever.
forever, and like so many tricks have went down on them that like. Actually, I even saw that what's his name, Connor from All Bikes NWA.
He went and got up on it.
He got a 50.
Yep.
Or is it double peg? I don't know. I ride bikes and I don't even know what the grind. I don't have pegs.
50-50 will suffice.
I think it's a 50. But, yeah.
A lot of people have been broke off on those rails, busted cool stuff. Those rails have been in, like, I think Thrasher and Photo Graffiti and stuff from locals.
Oh, they definitely been in photo. For sure.
But those were legit rails when they were first kind of discovered in the
Yeah.
90s.
I backside board slid the 11.
I've only board slid the 2.
I board slid the 11, and then I 50'd the 9, I think.
See,
The
man,
second-
Star City rails?
Yeah.
yeah, the Arkansas rails. And they've been redone too over the years, like the
Oh, yeah,
concrete, and they
many
were
times,
still
yeah.
ready to go. Like
Yeah.
they could have just ruined them, and they didn't. Like they ruined
I only feebled one of the smaller ones because I don't like
Probably
hand
the
drills.
That was the
9.
9.
Probably the
That was
9.
Yeah, I think I filmed that.
I don't like hand drills, so.
I don't either, but I used to do them. I always like just a good old fashioned lip slide on a rail. Felt like I had a lot of control, but that's a risky
I
one.
swear,
I'm the worst at front lip slides. Anything involving a front side 180, typically I'm the worst at.
I was up in Rogers last night at that Frisco Fest, and they got like these new ledges up there. They're brand new with brand new skate stoppers. Like they're
Wow.
like it's a good ledge, and they immediately skate stopped it because they knew it was like whoever built it knew. Oh, well, I built this. They're gonna jump on it.
They're getting smarter.
So they instantly put that up there, and it was like, why not just make it usable for both? Like you can still build a beautiful planner and still have people skate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. You got all these other places to sit. And you know, and the other thing too, you're not going to get kids to not climb up on it and walk on it.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me.
Liability.
Yeah.
Same thing with the kids. You built
Oh,
a
yeah.
public playground with a freaking 3-story ladder, and there's no accountability there. Like you know what I'm saying? You can't. Look, my kid fell off of that.
Wouldn't the city be accountable?
They don't. They obviously put it in and don't care.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like they'll put those playgrounds in and then tell you, oh, if you jump on this 2-foot curb, buddy, and you fall, you can sue us. Like, yeah, that's what we're out doing.
I think all they
That's what
have
we're
to.
doing.
Like, and you don't have any Karens out there bringing their kid to like fall on the playground.
Well, it's just like
equipment
a
so she can-
business putting a sign up in their parking lot saying not liable for anybody getting their car broke into.
Right. That means it's free for all.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just put the sign up.
It's just like a.
Don't be a Karen.
There's swimming pools where like there's no lifeguard on duty. If you drown, then
It's on you.
sorry.
Like that's the agreement we're trying to get with. Like, dude, if I fall, it's all good. We're gonna get up and leave. We're gonna.
There's I don't know.
I used to ask those people like, when have you ever heard of a skateboarder suing a business into the ground because he fell and broke his leg out in front of your business on the curb?
Never.
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 Like, get real. Let's be honest with each other here. Be real.
Right.
That's usually where they just get pissed off and kicked us out. They don't like that. They thought it was going to be a one-sided conversation most of the time when you go into something like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, we all know you're a haggler.
They're haggling us first. Turnabout is fair play.
That's right.
Or payback's a bitch, whatever you want.
Do unto others.
That's right. I like the golden rule personally. At work, they get mad at me for saying that. But, man, you're going to screw somebody over, bro. It's coming back on you, whether
Oh,
they do
yeah.
it on purpose or not.
Yep.
It's like the guy in traffic that cuts you off. Ha ha, cut you off. And then immediately someone pulls out in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you did that to yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm not finding it. Fuck it.
Because I don't have any footage.
Oh, you got footage.
So I told you, I said, I need to start doing that. Just put out.
No, we had.
Get on my gram,
What I
start
was
putting
really
out more
looking for
footage.
was I know that we all have clips in the the Border Town video. Whenever it was one of the remodels, and you did a big frontside indie.
It was after they cleared out the punk wall.
The whale tail.
Yeah, the whale tail and the punk wall got took down, and there was some remodel.
Yeah, and then you got like a kickflip front board on the rail or something.
Was that photo Coburn shot?
Yeah. Yep.
That skinny little rail they took from somewhere and put it at the park.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. It was a fun rail.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of good stuff went down on that rail.
Yeah. And I made options for that.
Whoever's
section.
got them ramps, put them back
Yeah.
together, man. Put them back together. Somebody's got them ramps.
Oh, we know who has the ramps, don't we? Don't we?
I think that one kid's got them, but
Wake
I haven't heard anything
wake
from him since he
movement
got them and took off with them. So
From
they're
what
up
I
in
understand, yeah.
they're up in
Wake
Bentonville
movement
somewhere.
and Local crew, I think.
They probably
have it.
cashed out with the lumber.
No doubt the lumber thing came through and they're like, actually, it's worth more now as just lumber.
We got rid of the wood.
Sorry, we needed the money. I would understand if that's what happened.
That's kind of funny. It happened.
I really would.
Yeah. All right, we've reached an hour.
It feels like it's been more than an hour.
Well, not really.
Not really.
When the conversation's that good, just.
So we're done?
We're going to jet ski.
Okay.
Yeah, hit the
And all,
lake.
well, to all skateboarders, squash the beef. There's no room in skateboarding. It's not skateboarding if you're fighting and you got beef.
Yeah,
Fred didn't want to touch
Just
on that.
leave it
Yeah.
alone. Just leave it alone.
I think my piece would be
You can't.
look at the division. That
It's not
creating.
helpful. It's not.
You know,
It's not
we
helpful.
already have a very small scene,
That's right.
and
You're not taking over the whole scene.
there's no way. Nobody would take over the whole
You
scene.
you
It
do
wouldn't
you.
happen like
You
that.
do you. You let the other guy do him. Stop beefing. Stop it, man.
Look,
It's not skateboarding.
Another reality is.
Did you watch the Olympics? There wasn't no beef. It was all togetherness.
Well, another reality is skateboarders are weird. Like that's one of the things that draw people to skateboarding is like, I'm a weirdo. These people accept weirdos, and this is why I come to this. And I think some people just think that that we don't have that element, but realistically, everybody's their own kind of weird.
That's right.
And in skateboarding, that's what you do is you let people be themselves. And I mean, do we knock people for early grabbing? Do we knock people for walking mall grab? Like that's not something that is.
Well, people have their little crews and everything, but
Which
it's
is
always
fine.
been like everyone's still chill.
Right, you
like-
might have this crew
Yeah.
coming to this event and that. That's fine, but just lately I've heard some dumb shit.
Some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Everybody
that-
can exist in skateboarding. It's the way it was. It's made up that way.
We're all just trying to get tricks.
That's right. Get tricks. Skate with the homies.
Yep. Okay. We're out.
All right.
Sunday
Let's
fun
get
day.
out of here. Oh, good stuff.